Alright, so I'm still on version 10.12.2. I'd like to take it through some situations that it doesn't perform well in on this build and then compare it to the new version that I will hopefully get next week. So here's scenario number 1. Left turn, and then we're going to have to make a right up ahead. Puts us into the far left lane, and then struggles to crawl across all these different lanes of traffic. I'm going to hit the gas. So puts us here, takes the right turn arrow, and then puts us into the on-ramp, which is not correct. We need to go to the other. So see you right there. So that's scenario number 1 that I'd like to compare to the full self-driving 10.69.2 version that hopefully I will be getting next week. So let's make our way to the opposite side of this intersection because that also has problems. Alright, so we're coming up on the other side of that intersection. So here it always has problems picking the wrong lane. So you should be able to see that here in a moment. It's going to want to take this left lane, almost guaranteed. Yep, so we need to go straight through this intersection, but every single time it takes the left turn lane. And then it will try to correct itself usually. Yep, there it goes, and it's clear to do that, so that's fine. So that's another scenario that I'm going to have to test with 10.69.2 when I get it. Because that, especially in heavier traffic, when it makes that mistake, it can be quite dangerous at times when it decides to merge back into the appropriate lane. Whereas if it had just selected the appropriate lane from the beginning, there would be no danger at all. But yeah, we'll have to wait for 10.69.2 to test that one out again. Alright, so here's scenario number 3. It can stay in this lane, but it decides not to sometimes and crosses at a really inopportune time. So we're going to see the behavior here and compare it with 10.69.2 next week. So yeah, you see it wants to get into the left lane and now it's doing something weird. I'm going to take it out because there is a guy to my left in my blind spot, which I do not want to confuse or merge into. So that's scenario number 3 that I'd like to test. Alright, and finally, of course, the last thing I would like to test on the new version is how FSD Beta handles unmarked roads like this, side streets in a suburb. Currently, it's driving way too far in the middle. In fact, on certain roads, I've actually seen it drive straight up on the left-hand side of the road, where it shouldn't, obviously. I don't know if it just thinks it's a one-way or something, or what. Here we're coming to a complete stop, which is obviously unnecessary, but whatever. But right here, you can see we're in the middle of the road, halfway in the oncoming lane, and then we finally get to the right side of the lane when we get to the intersection. And actually, I'm gonna go straight here because road construction. But yeah, so that would be the 4 sort of scenarios that I would like to test on the new FSD Beta 10.69.2, which I will hopefully should be getting sometime next week. In the meantime, I'm going to be watching a bunch of different creators posting their content from 10.69.1. It looks very promising so far. I'm very excited. It'll be my first update since getting FSD Beta. So yeah, I'll be happy to report back with the changes we see on the next version. So thank you for watching.